Hello and welcome to Super OK, where we try to do a decent enough job to entertain people with our opinions on video games. I'm your host today, Clayton. It's been a while. Happy to be back. And today's a very special episode. It's probably, I think, collectively all of our favorite episode to do every year, where we're kind of recapping the year. So we got the whole crew here today, one by one. Let's go down the line. Gannon, who's never felt healthier in his entire life. How are you, Gannon?
You know, having just left the cruise ship COVID, it feels good to be alive and be back on my feet and here to see all of your smiling faces. That's all I can say right now, or I'm going to start coughing. Okay.
Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better, and I'm glad that you're with us. I'm also glad that the rest of you are with us, starting with, I don't know, I'm going to go counterclockwise because I like chaos. Mel, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. And the reason why that this is my favorite episode is because we get the whole entire gang together, and that's a very rare occurrence.
It is.
So
it's true.
I love all of you guys.
all of us love you, and all of us love Brody, who's also with us. What up, Brodacious?
I'm doing good, man. I'm also very excited for this, and I also love everybody.
Man, so much love to go around. The other person, I don't know. He's a wild card. He might bring love. He might bring hate. He might bring something in between, but it's Dale. Either way. Hi, buddy.
Fuck all y'all.
There it is.
I'm just kidding. I love y'all dearly. I can't believe Gannon crawled out of his COVID cave to be here. Thanks so much for doing that, dude.
Yeah, it was really weird. Brody started sending me some really mean text messages this morning, like, get off your ass. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Come on, man. Pull it together just for an hour and a half.
Yeah, my forte is kicking people when they're down. I really like getting insult to injury. Really like it.
Hey, another one of your fortes is hopping online to help one of your friends when they think it's Sunday, but it's actually Saturday.
That did happen yesterday. That's true.
That happened to me. And then Gannon was like, "Wait, you thought it was Sunday, but isn't Sunday your birthday?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "But it's not your birthday today." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an idiot. I have absolutely no idea what's wrong with me."
I super panicked too, because I'm like, I can't do this. I can't. What do you mean we're going right now? What?
I said to him, "Are we doing this, guys?" And everybody's like, "Clay, you moron. No, it's not Sunday." I'm like, "Oh, right. Whoops."
Oops.
So,
this motherfucker trying to glitch the system, get 2 birthdays a year.
Yeah, dude. Make Saturday and Sunday is my birthday now. That's how it's working. But no, hey, it is my birthday today, and I can't think of.
Do you want us to sing to you?
No, please, God, don't. Please do not do that. But I'm glad that you're all here, and I'm spending my birthday with all of you, at least for a part of my day. But you know what? We should probably have the people hear other highlights that we have. And this time we're doing a highlight a little bit different. Like we do on past year-end episodes, we're going to give our highlight of our entire year, the recap of 2022. How the fuck is it almost 2023? But we're here either way. Everybody talk about what made your year so much better because it happened. What was the thing that happened that just made you happy?
Yeah, so I have 2 this year that were really big ones from a life standpoint. And the first was just that, like, I started giving a shit about my mental health, which I had not done really ever. And, I hit a point early in 2022 where I just felt like I was bouncing from anxiety attack to anxiety attack with panic attacks kind of sprinkled in there. And it was terrible. And I was like, I can't live like this. I can't do it anymore. I've done this for probably 20 years and I can't do it anymore. And so it has been one of the best things I've ever done for myself is to see a therapist and kind of go down that road. And honestly, it's been life-changing. It's been completely and totally life-changing. So, if you're like me and we're thinking that, like, you could probably figure it out, or you've been dealing with it or whatever, and you've been struggling, and like, it really, not only is it okay to ask for help, it's like, you can't, I'm not going to say you owe it to yourself to try. I'll say that it's that kind of stuff is not for everybody, and treatment's different and blah, blah, blah. But like, it has changed my life substantially. So that was a really big one for me. And then there was a second one too that happened this year, which is after about 6 or 7 years of taking classes at night and weekends, doing homework and stuff like that, Mare finally finished school and got her vet tech certification.
Hell
and so
yeah.
I finally have my wife back. So it's literally been going on for like 6 or 7 years because it's just so hard to do that school and study for that exam and stuff like that on top of working full time. And so like, to be frank, she just doesn't know what to do with all this free time now because it was such a substantial part of what she did every week or month or anything. So two very, very huge things that happened this year that were both just outstanding. And like, I'm so excited just for next year and the years after that because of these two things. So big year for me.
That's awesome, Brody.
Thanks.
I'll go next. So for me, I ended up getting a new job in April. My past job before this one was just like becoming really toxic. I was like coming home and like crying every single day after work to the point where like it was like not good for me or anybody who I was working with. And like changing jobs was just like so monumental for my mental health, which has been great. And the people that I work with now are just like incredibly awesome, genuine human beings. And I'm so happy to be at this new job, which is like work from home. They fly me out to Boston every once in a while to like meet with all of the rest of the team. And I just like could not be happier. Additionally, I'm leaving for Thailand in like, I don't know, like 2 days from now. And I'm so excited to be going because I haven't seen my family members since COVID. I think the last time I was like Thailand was 2018. So it's been a very long time. And even prior to that, like I didn't see some of my cousins for like, I don't know, like 5 years before then. So like they've had kids who like are now small adults and like I can't believe it. Like how did time fly so quickly? So I'm really, really excited to be going to Thailand and seeing them all and like getting to know them all.
That's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's very cool. I'll go next. I've got two, one professional and one personal. Professional one is my company that I was working at previously got acquired in July. And then they were like, hey, since our team grew so much, we need managers. And I went, I've only been here 2 months, but I'll do it. And they went, okay. And I went, what the fuck, really? But it's pretty cool. So now I'm a support manager after years of support for the East Coast and the UK, which is a way fancier title than I deserve. One day I'll figure out what I'm supposed to do. But the personal side of things is Ange and I have made major strides to fix up our house. Our house, for those of you who haven't been here, is old and therefore has mold. And they won't let you adopt kids if you've got mold in your house. And so we have made major strides towards like lifting our house up and rebuilding the whole underneath part, which is a crazy thing to have to do, but it's what we got to do to be able to adopt kids. So we're like on our way to building our family out. And that's just a thing that like it's been a long time coming because COVID and all of that postponed all of it. And I'm just super excited to like have kids soon. I'm fucking jazzed.
That's super exciting,
awesome,
man.
Oh, that's super cool.
Well, speaking of having kids, that's going to definitely be my highlight of this year. We brought Jack into this world, and he's just a little joy. I love watching Charlie and him play together. Even when we all had COVID this past week, like Jack would like turn to me and like he would just like start cooing and he'd be like, wow, wow, wee, woo, wow, wow. And it was just so cute. Like it would melt and it would make everything kind of fall away. And I love him. He brightens up my day, and I love watching Charlie be such a good sister. So
that's great.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. And so I've got two. I've got one personal and one professional as well, Dale. My professional one is similar to Dale's, actually. I basically had a team of 4 people at my job, and then I lost the other 3 people. So there was a team of me basically doing 4 jobs effectively. And the problem with that was that it was an insane amount of work. And so I basically told my job, hey, I want to make as much money as my friend Dale just said his job pays him. I was like, that's how much he said I could make if I do that. And it was a pretty big raise. And so I told Caitlin, I was like, I asked for a pretty stupid amount. It's like, it was like a 30% raise. And I was like, they're not going to give me that, but maybe they'll give me, something in between. And I've never worked at a job where I felt valued before. Like I went to leave Apple after almost 6 years. I was like, bye. And I was like, okay. I went to leave Plex after 3.5 years and they're like, bye. And I was like, all right, this sucks. Just nobody gives a shit about you. All right. And then I said this to my managers at my current job and they were like, we're going to give you exactly what you asked for and 2 employees and make you a manager. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay. And so like I have people working for me now. I'm running our entire support desk for the whole company. So like if sales needs to open a ticket, if development needs to open a ticket, if a customer, reseller, distributor, if anybody opens anything in our help desk, I am the guy to manage all of that, which is an incredible amount of trust. But it also just felt good to feel valued, It was cool. And so that's been a lot of work. They're paying me more to do a lot more. I'll say that, but it's been worthwhile so far. And my new employees are pretty great. My personal one, this is going to come off pretty sappy, but my personal one is you guys. I've had a pretty rough year on a personal, just getting real. I've had a pretty rough, Brody, where the progress that you have made in your mental health, I have a feeling I have gone backwards in mine in many ways. And so the reason why you guys are my highlight is every time all year when I needed time away or I needed to take a step back or I couldn't make it for a thing or I just like broke down and just wasn't reliable for a thing that I should probably be reliable for. All 4 of you have just been there for me and I appreciate it. And doing this show, being part of this group means a lot to me. And I haven't been able to be here. I haven't been able to be present as much as I'd like, but it's because I'm working on some stuff, But Brody, I'm happy for your mental health. Mel, I'm happy for your new job. Getting happy for your new kid. Dale, I'm happy for you going to adopt people, human beings that you want to keep alive that aren't your own. That's a weird thing to do. I don't understand that at all, but I'm glad that you're doing it because you're going to be great at it. So I love the 4 of you. And you guys are genuinely one of my highlights of the year. So thank you for being
I'm not crying.
awesome.
You're crying.
I hate the fact that this is going to be recorded and videoed because I am legitimately going to cry.
Well, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, honestly. And all of you that are listening to this, that are in our Discord all the time, part of our community, all of you are absolutely incredible too. And I thank all of you for being there for us, for all of us, really. Even Kevin, you, when you're wrong about the Detroit Lions. Okay, so we're going to move on to the actual topic of the show. Otherwise, I'm going to make everybody cry and then the show's going to be ruined. Hey, guys, let's talk about the year. Huh? Let's recap the fucking year. So we're just going to talk about stuff that we, experienced, our favorites, our least favorites, disappointments, excitements, all that stuff. And we're just going to kick it off because we've got a lot to cover and a bunch of voices in the room. So no intro, none of that shit. We're just going to jump right in. So let's just start off with a bang.
You don't want to talk about the 10 biggest news stories of 2022 first?
No, I don't.
No, that sounds like a terrible experience.
It was.
No, we're just gonna jump in, Dale, on based on the outline. If you could open that, I know this is your first time doing the show.
There's an outline?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's gonna help you stay on task, buddy. Top 3 favorite games of the year. Let's just start off with a bang. What's our 3 favorite things that we played all year 2022?
Well, I'll go ahead and kick it off in true Brody style. So my top 3 this year, I'm going to say number 1 is Elden Ring. Elden Ring is such an incredible game. Now, the part of it, too, for me is that I am on record about this time last year saying that I had literally like negative interest in playing Elden Ring.
It's true.
Like, I definitely was like the era of Soulsborns are gone. Like, I'm just past it. And like that game blew me the fuck away on like every goddamn front to the point where like I have been debating since its release whether I consider it a better game than Breath of the Wild, which is just a crazy fucking thought that I have in a constant like internal debate. So the game is unreal. It's worthy of all the praise it gets. I actually the other day thought about starting another run through and trying to do kind of like a magic character, but I think I might still put it off for a bit because I have other shit that I want to play. Anyways, Elden Ring is the undisputed champ for me. Nothing even comes close. My second one is going to be definitely in the opposite spectrum, and I think you might hear this a little bit this week, but Vampire Survivors. Like, Vampire Survivors is a total me game. I talk all the time about how games need to be fun first, and Vampire Survivors never gets in your way of having fun, and they're not afraid to like let you feel like a total fucking god at any point during your runs. And like a lot of cases, you'll start off trying to do a specific accomplishment or go for an unlock or a secret or something like that, and realize like, oh, I made a mistake. I should have picked up this weapon and I picked this one up instead. Like, I can't do it. But you'll play the rest of the run through because the game is just so much fucking fun. So you'll still play 25 minutes of a run because it's just that much fun. And I introduced Mare to it recently. I think they said this in a previous pod, and now she has is heading toward 100% on that game. So we'll just sit here in the basement, listen to podcasts, and chop through as much Vampire Survivors as possible because it's just fucking great. When the game was released on iOS, I was happy there was no cross progression so I could start over again. So Vampire Survivors is going to be up there. And the other one is a weird one for me because I'm hard stuck in this game. Every couple weeks I boot it up and I try to get past a certain point and I can't do it. And that's okay because I love everything about what this game does, and that's Tunic. Tunic is such a wonderful game because it like does the like trust me thing so well. Like, it really asks players to like go along with what they've laid out, and the like manual thing and stuff, the world that they've built, the music, everything about Tunic is just amazing, and I loved it, and it breaks my heart that I can't get past this one fucking point. And I hopefully will one day because I will finish this game. And luckily it's at a point where like I know the kind of like, I think the gimmick that Dale was talking about, not gimmick is not the right word, but the like mechanic that is introduced at this moment. So I know what's going to happen from here on out and how the game's going to change. I just have to get through it. So those are my top three. It's Elden Ring, Vampire Survivors, and Tunic.
I cannot believe, like, if we made a bet last year for like a genuine money bet, I would have put $1,000 with 100% certainty that God of War 2 would be on your list. This
give me $1,000.
It just blows my mind that it's not, because I just know that was one of your most anticipated games. So the fact that Tunic and Vampire Survivors jumped it is crazy to me.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Let's table this thought. I'll come back to it a little bit later.
That's just amazing. Yeah, that's all. And I will actually say maybe there's a couple of us that should go right after you because we have some crossover on this list. I'll go next. Elden Ring. And I won't belabor the point. Elden Ring, I have an internal debate, Brody, as to whether or not Elden Ring is the single greatest accomplishment in the history of video games. And I have a bunch of reasons that I feel that way, from design to UI to intention to like when a game sets out to accomplish a certain thing. I just don't know if any game has ever accomplished their goal as well as Elden Ring accomplished its goal of creating a world that actually is open, but doesn't make you feel like you're doing work. It's just an incredible experience. So Elden Ring is by far my favorite game of the year. The next one is, and then Vampire Survivors. I don't know. It's great. Everything Brody said, and then some. Then the other one's weird. This is not what I would have expected. I made fun of this game, and I will always make fun of this game's name. It's so stupid. Yeah. The name is awful. But Triangle Strategy is my third. It's the worst name ever for a game.
Dude, just wait until they release a sequel, which is going to be Square Action Points.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you what, man, the name is awful, but I'm going to make
Parallelogram RTS.
Yeah. I'm going to make a statement that's going to sound crazy, but of every tactics RPG I've ever played, from Vandal Hearts to Disgaea, from Final Fantasy Tactics to Tactics Ogre, Triangle Strategy, in my opinion, has the greatest strategy combat of any tactics RPG I've ever played. Hands down. It is a masterpiece in terms of how well that combat comes together. It's so well balanced. It's so intentional in the way that the different characters function. If you like tactics RPGs, Highly recommend it, but do know that the story isn't as great. It's very slow. Literally within the first 3 hours of the game, it's cutscenes and then like a 20-minute battle. I mean, it is a slow game to start. But once you get going and you start unlocking characters, if you like tactics games, you have to eventually pick this up. It is an absolute gem. So that's my 3: Elden Ring, Vampire Survivors, and Triangle Strategy.
I completely dismiss Triangle Strategy based solely on the name. And so I have to ask the question, when you were playing it, at any point, did they mention the name? Was it like, here's the real Triangle Strategy?
No, Triangle Strategy it's the Fire Emblem thing, right? It's like certain, there's weaknesses, right? This axe is stronger than spear stronger than sword stronger than axe.
God, what a good theory. That would have made so much sense. Nope. So Triangle Strategy, all it really means, I think, because I've never mentioned it, and there are weaknesses like that, Ganon, like the Pokemon wheel of weaknesses. Absolutely, that's there. But the core concept of the game's narrative is that you have these branching paths, and that's the other thing, is playing one playthrough of Triangle Strategy can give you a completely different story than another playthrough of Triangle Strategy, which is what makes the replayability so good. But at these like branching paths in the narrative, you have 3 different basically moralities that you can use to inform which choice you want to follow. Do you want to follow liberty, justice, or something else? I can't remember what
morality is the actual word. Yeah, I'm looking it up now. This is
okay. So liberty, justice, and morality. And then what happens is when you've got this little like scale, they call it the scales of justice. A little triangle is formed with the 3 colors, and that's kind of it.
Okay, our friend Shane has a perfect term for this game based on what you've described, and it's up its own ass. This game is real far up its own ass.
It really is, but I highly recommend it if you like tactics games. I love it.
I'm going to go next because, well, let's repeat. Elden Ring. Yep, it's great. Woohoo! Big surprise there. Vampire Survivors. I do need to go back and play it because I did get everything. I did unlock Queen Sigma and all that stuff, but now I need to go do what else. I mean, based solely on the fact of the amount of updates since the year that this game came out this year,
it's
really,
insane.
right? Like the amount of things that have happened in this year for this game is ridiculous.
It is.
Their update schedule just blows my mind.
And the expansion's coming out in 4 days.
Yeah. It's
Jesus,
crazy.
Really?
Yep.
It's crazy. And then
how much does the expansion cost? Like $1.25?
I think I said it was going to be $3.99 or something.
More than the original game. I love that.
It is literally more than the game.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. And then, I mean, for me, it's God of War Ragnarok. I don't boot up the PlayStation as much anymore, but I did boot it up for this one, and I went for that platinum, and it was worth every minute of it. It's an amazing game if you like the 2018. The story is gorgeous, and I'm very happy with what they did with that game. I don't want to say too much more because I know a lot of people still haven't finished it.
Cool.
Speaking of people who haven't finished it, me, baby, me. I haven't finished it yet. I played like 6 hours of it yesterday, though, from midnight to 6 p.m. or 6 a.m., but whatever.
Dale hours.
Wow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Jesus.
But it still makes my list for Game of the Year because we're recording this like, like mid-December, and I know I'm going to beat it by the end of the year, and I know it's going to make my list unless they like completely shit the bed with the ending. I might have to like write an article redacting this or something. Like if it turns out that Kratos is a Nazi sympathizer, like I'm probably changing my vote.
Oh my gosh.
But otherwise, it's on the list. Yeah, but there's two different types of skinhead,
apparently.
Right? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. There's 2 different types of skinheads out there.
Jesus.
And some of them are just, born that way, Lady Gaga style.
Keep talking about video games, Dale.
I am. So God of War Ragnarok is on my list. Tunic is on my list, and it's actually my number 1 of the year. It was just such a perfect love letter to like the old Legend of Zelda games. Like I love it. I want to talk to Brody about like where he's stuck and what he thinks is going to happen, because it is also a very, very mind bending game, which is kind of amazing. And then my third favorite is actually kind of a cheat, because it technically came out last year, but it entered into 1.0 this year, and that's Inscription. And Inscription was so good, and it did everything right that you would want in a horror card game. It was absolutely amazing. You'll notice Elden Ring is not on my list, and it's because I didn't play it. So who knows what happens with it, but I loved all three of these games. If you haven't played through Tunic, you deserve to. And if you haven't played through Inscription, it deserves that you spend some time with it. And I think it just came out on like iOS and Switch and all of that. So there's no excuse for you not to play it.
Yep.
Dang. Spoilers for my top 3. Elden Ring is also not on there.
Right.
I played it, but like it's not my cup of tea in terms of like, because it's a Souls-like game. It's just like not a game that I would like to play. When I did play it, it was a good game, but like it just didn't hit me like it probably hit some of you guys. But Vampire Survivors is on there, and Cult of the Lamb's on there. I loved that game so much because it mixed 3 of my favorite things together. It's a city builder, or like a town builder. It's got cute animals, and it also has a lot of murder. So I really like 3 things that are really close to my heart.
4 things, Mel. Feeding poop to people.
Oh yeah, feeding poop to people. When your like followers actually asked you to like feed them poop. Good times. Super great times.
I can tell you that this game was also a delight to watch you play on stream.
It was. I liked watching it. I would never play this game, but I did like watching you play it.
Yeah, because you could just see like the glow on my face as I'm like murdering people and like feeding poop to people. And then the last game I have on here is not necessarily like a new game of this year, but it did get released for the Ultra Deluxe version, which is Stanley Parable. I've never actually played the original one when it first came out back in like 2013 or something like that.
Yeah.
So playing it for the first time was just an amazing ride. Everything in that game is just like crazy and ridiculous, and just like the commentary is just so funny that like I couldn't put it down when I started playing it. I think I just like went through that whole entire game within like maybe 2-3 days or something like that, and it was fantastic. I'm surprised I waited this long.
One of my favorite streams of the year too. Like watching you play through that was so much fun.
Yeah, I didn't know that you were watching.
Yeah, gosh, it was so much fun. Just your reactions to everything, and the chat was really into it. It was just a wonderful stream. So
yeah, I loved it. Good times.
All right, well, let's keep this thing moving. We got a lot more things we want to try to cover. So let's talk about our biggest surprises of the year. What weren't you expecting that ended up being surprising? Whether it's good, bad, in between, whatever.
I'm gonna go first here. Because I've got 3 games that all surprised me in different ways. Boyfriend Dungeon, I didn't know it existed. I did not know it existed. I was on Twitter. One of my friends on Twitter was like, Boyfriend Dungeon dropped today. And I went, what the fuck is Boyfriend Dungeon? And then I went to the website and I was like, oh, it's a dating game where you date your weapons. And then you take your weapons into like roguelike levels, and your relationship status with the weapons makes them stronger in the levels. And I didn't know I wanted to play a dating game, and then I played this dating game and it rules. So number 1 surprise. Number 2 surprise, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I thought it was going to be good. I was not anticipating it being great. I was not anticipating liking it more than I liked Borderlands 3. And I did by a lot.
Interesting.
It's really, really good. It's probably what they should do instead of more Borderlands, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, it's really good. And then the third one is Grounded. And the thing that surprised me about Grounded is I don't give a shit about survival games. I don't give a shit about crafting games. I have gone on record as saying Minecraft is for babies. But I loved Grounded. I absolutely loved it. And I'm not sure if it's the fact that I was playing with friends. I'm not sure if it's the theme doing a lot of like heavy lifting. For those of you who aren't aware, it's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But if the kids had to like do a bunch of science to rescue themselves, but it's awesome. It's an incredible game. I had a blast playing it, and I was 100% like when you guys told me like, "Hey, download this game. We were gonna play it together." I was like, "Fine, I'll try it." And now I'm like, "Hey, when can we play more?"
We haven't played
really
it in a
want to
while
go play
because
basketball.
yeah, my schedule's been crazy, so we haven't been able
I want to
play it.
float around on a dandelion puff is what I want to do. It's my favorite thing.
It's
So those
funny.
are mine.
It's funny too because you and I are just like little babies because we don't play this, and then Ganon's kind of like, guys, Jesus, come over here. No, don't do that. It's a waste of time. We got to do this now. Oh, Jesus, this is just Valheim, guys. We got to do this. And Dale and I, yeah, but like, look what happens when I shake this leaf.
Yep.
I'm such a dick.
Super fun.
I do like how Ganon's like, that's a waste of time. Bring me more materials so I can build an indoor basketball court.
That's true.
Did you guys end up building it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We have
I
an
love
indoor
it.
basketball
Player's name was
court.
Hoops. Okay, I committed to playing as Hoops. Okay.
That's fantastic.
It was an RP server, but just for Ganon.
Every service an RP server with me.
So good.
Well, I'll go ahead and go next here then. So my three biggest surprises. First is going to be a game I talked about in one of my highlights of the week, which is this really kind of obscure Japanese fishing game called Ace Angler. I play this game every day. I am so enraptured by the moment to moment gameplay of this that it's absolutely my shit. This game is one of my favorite games of all times. There's no bullshit there at all. I'm not even kidding. Yes, it's totally like the most Brody thing in the world to get this attached to a game. I'm over 60 hours in this game now.
You're over 60 years old. That's what I'm hearing right now. You're like, I love fishing, and I see the outline. So continue, old man.
No, okay, all right, Ganon. So next is Power Washing Simulator.
Oh my God.
Ganon's got me on this one. It's fun. It's satisfying. It's good. And then lastly, Neon White caught me totally by surprise. I downloaded it kind of on a lark because people were just like, "Oh, Neon White's one of the best like indie releases of the year over the summer," and I picked it up and was like immediately addicted. Like the speed running, the like mobility stuff, the puzzle aspect of it was outstanding. I played every level through. I'm not done with the game, but every level I played through at least three times because I've tried to do the speed runs, I've tried to get the presents, and of course I've had to do it the first times. I absolutely adore that game, even if I like fast forward through most of the like character interaction, which I find to be highly cringeworthy. But the game otherwise is fucking awesome.
Honestly, two of my biggest surprises of this year could be Brody likes fishing and Brody likes a jumping puzzle game and skips the story of it just so he can do more jumping puzzles.
Not only that, Gannon, but on our episode about Devolver, I talked about how much I liked Phantom Abyss, which is literally just a first-person jumping game.
What have you done with our Brody?
Yeah.
Also, do you own a Switch fishing controller?
I do not own the fishing controller for it, and I'm not going to get it because you just hold A. There's no need for that shit. I don't do
the moment to moment gameplay. You just hold A.
One of my favorite games. One of my favorite games of all time. You just hold A.
Okay. So there is a demo on the Switch store for this game. I recommend people check it out because you're going to play it and you're going to be like, this isn't anything like I expected. And like
I'm holding A.
I don't know how to play it. Like I've played the game for nearly 60 hours and I have moments where like, do I even know how to play this game? Anyways, I love it.
I'm looking at the Switch fishing rod.
That does not look like a fishing rod.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I haven't even seen it. I think it was only for sale internationally, I think.
So you can't kill people with it?
No.
This game is $40?
I've gotten every bit of my money's worth and will continue
Ace
to.
Angler is $40. Brody, I'm going to let you...
It's $40 for the digital version. Look at how much the physical version is. It's like $65.
Brody, I'm going to let you enjoy this.
That's fine.
You enjoy it, buddy.
I'm aware this is a 100% Brody game.
That's great. I love it. I love it.
It's funny because you recommended Neon White, and I'm like, yeah, this game rules. And I will never go near Ace Angler.
But
I'm gonna try
it's
it.
one of those games that, like Clay was talking about earlier, I
No
love
one's
this
gonna
game to
try
death
it.
and would recommend nobody plays it.
I only want to try it because I love fishing in video games, and like this feels very up my alley. Like I have bought like VR fishing games because like
my
that's how
God.
much I love to just literally sit there with like the stupid VR thing and just fish.
So that sounds like a great time. I'm there with you, Mel. This isn't really like any fishing game you played before, though. Give it a shot. Again, the free demo on Switch Store. Download it, check it out.
Ace Angler, you
I
just
love
hold
it.
A.
You just hold A, eyes closed.
You're
A.
gonna have a bad time if you just hold A. I'm just saying, in it, you don't do the fucking real motion
Brody, I
in.
get it. I get what
Maybe
you're
you don't.
saying. I get what
You're
you're
right.
saying. Now, Gannon, you are going to go, and Brody interrupted you to tell everybody about Ace Angler. So why don't you take it from here and tell us what your three surprises were this year?
So I mean, this one I have to give credit to Brody on one of my games. It's Sea of Thieves. I did not trust Brody. Because of games like
does.
Ace Angler, and Brody was right about Sea of Thieves. It was great. I really enjoyed my time with it this year. I'm really happy to have played it as much as I did. I had some really good times with some new friends and had a great crew. Things obviously fell off when Jack was born, and then because of the nature of the game, you need a crew, and if you can't get on a crew, it's not as fun. So I kind of fell off on that one.
But what's
Another
funny
big-
is Brody was also wrong about Sea of Thieves because he plays it incorrectly.
No, that's the beauty of Sea of Thieves is that you can play a lot of different ways, right? So Brody does play it as a
Thank
fishing
you.
simulator,
Right.
which some people do. And like, there's a lot of fish in there, and there's a lot of things you can do. Like, if that's the sort of thing, he plays it as a PvE game, and that a lot of the community does do that. I mean, it is a PvP, like that. You can't turn that off. But I understand that some people like that, and I'm not gonna shit on Brody for that. I've shit on Brody enough for Ace Angler, and that's
enough.
and I'm sure it actually is a great game. So, another one for me that was a big surprise was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that it was gonna happen, and then it like happened, and then it was just such a great beat 'em up. And just a great experience with being able to play online with friends, being able to share it with Bridget, and just really enjoying that time playing through that game. And then last but not least was Stranger of Paradise. Man, with all the memes that came out about that game, the chaos. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, man, it was some crazy ass shit, but the gameplay was great. The story, from if somebody who loves Final Fantasy 1, like it felt good to like kind of see how it all tied in to Final Fantasy 1 as like a little bit of a retelling / like a different take on the story. And I just thought it was a fantastic game, and definitely worth it. It drops now in price now, and if you guys can get it on discount, you should pick it up.
And I will follow you. I'll follow you and go over my list because Stranger Paradise is on my list too of biggest surprises. And I won't say much more than what you said because it's just a wonderful little action game. If you even remotely like the loop of like a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne, it's sort of that. But it's got its own identity, right, Gannon? It's more weapons focused, and I would say it's a challenge. So, like, don't go into it expecting it to be a walk in the park. But I don't think it's as hard as some of the Souls games or Bloodborne is, for the most part. So, yes, I agree. Go pick that up if you have any even passing interest in that game. It is hilarious in the same way that Evil Dead movies are hilarious. Like, the writing is bad, but it's almost like it's supposed to be, So I really like that too, again, and that's a huge surprise for me. Then my other two are Dorf Romantic, and the reason why,
Nice.
So the reason Dorf is on my list is because Brody was like brought it up. I think it was Brody or somebody brought it up, and I downloaded it and I loaded it, and when the first like 30 to 45 seconds, I was like, "What is this shit? This game is stupid. What's the point of this fucking game?" And then Caitlin texted me and said, "Are you coming to bed?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I've been playing this game for 6 hours."
Yeah.
I was like, I thought this game was dumb. And now I'm just like, yeah, but hold on, I could do better than that last one I just did. This is bullshit. And then like I go back in, I'm like, fuck, why did I put that tile there? And like it's just one of those games that dude, if you want to unwind, you want the reading a book equivalent in video games, Dorfromantik has you covered. And then lastly, Guild Wars 2. Got to give a huge shout out to Guild Wars 2. I went back to that game on a whim because I just wanted to play an MMO but didn't want to spend money on like a sub or whatever. And I did want to get back into Final Fantasy 14 because I still needed a break from it. Guild Wars 2 is a fantastic video game. It's not a fantastic video game for how old it is or for being an MMO, or there's no qualifier. Guild Wars 2 is a fantastic fucking video game. And if you are even, again, passing interest, highly recommend it. The story, fantastic. Story is great. Not as good as Final Fantasy 14, but kind of on the same level, if I'm being honest. The story's really good. The combat is absolutely amazing. The world design, super fun. The loot loop and the progression loop and all that stuff is different from any other RPG I've ever played. It's not a gear treadmill. It's not vertical progression. So it's just a different kind of approach to it. So Guild Wars 2, huge shout out, kind of a, sort of like, honorable mention for my game of the year. It's not, but it's definitely up there. So those are my three: Guild Wars 2, Dorfromantik, and Stranger in Paradise.
That's awesome. The 3 games that I ended up picking were mostly because when I started playing it, I was surprised how much I liked it. The first one being Inscryption. Like, as I was like playing the game, I didn't even know what to expect because like in all of the videos that they show you in the trailers, it was like one very specific point in the game. But once you kind of go through the game itself, like everything kind of just like opened up, and like I ended up being like extremely curious about like where it was going to go. The game mechanics, which is like that deck building aspect of it, was incredibly fun. So when it was like, when the story was changing, I was just like kind of missing, like I kind of like just really wanted to play that core mechanic a lot, and nothing else. But definitely a super great game. I highly recommend anybody play that one. The other one is Chicory, a colorful tale. This game is not only cute, but it really hits you in the feels. The theme of the whole entire game is about like an artist that's kind of like going through depression, and she ends up like sucking all of like the color out of the world. So you get to be the new painter, and you're essentially coloring the environment. You're coloring in all of your characters while trying to solve like these really cute puzzles and trying to put, obviously bring color and happiness back into the world. Very awesome. I highly recommend that one as well. And then the last one is Nobody Saves the World. I think this one came out earlier in 2022. And this game is so phenomenal in its dialogue, where like I just want to go through the game and just like have people talk to me about stuff and like shit on me essentially. And then the mechanics of the games where you can take like different aspects of like, I don't know, there's like a progression tree where you can like select like a rat or something like that. And you can like mix a rat and like things of like a knight and put them together into like this weird build. Something is very like, I don't know, just great about it, because like you're trying out all of like these different like weapon combinations, and it's just extremely satisfying.
Yeah, you go from being a turtle to being a horse to being an archer to being a knight to being a wizard. It's just like, what the fuck is this game?
Right. Yeah.
And the coolest part for me is like there's abilities in there where it's like, this is useless. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, this is essential.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have the horse ability where it kicks, but it only kicks behind you, And it's like, oh, wait, you're going to want that for this one dungeon,
Yep.
It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Nobody Saves the World was a lot of fun. I loved it. All right, cool. Let's keep moving. Good list, everybody. Top 3 biggest disappointments of the year. What ship are you looking forward to? And you're just like, that, or maybe not even looking forward to. It's just like, damn, that sucks.
So I don't have 3. I got 2. One of which was, why the fuck is the Activision Blizzard stuff still fucking going on?
Yeah.
Like, why? I'm not really even really say more than that, because like we've talked about it a lot over this year, and like, why have we talked about it a lot over this year? Right. Like, anyways, it's ridiculous. I guess I will tack on the fact that like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is kind of like, I was really looking forward to it, and it just kind of it kind of pinged off my radar, weirdly enough. Like I have it, and I played maybe 10 hours of it, and like there was just so much other shit going on, and so many other games that I was playing that just like I didn't gravitate towards it as much as I wanted to, which is a disappointment. I hope I'm going to go back and finish it, but honestly, I don't know. My backlog is embarrassing right now. And then the third one was like Lost Ark was a real flash in the pan. Like I had to kind of more or less be talked into playing Lost Ark, and was like, all right, I'll play it. Like, this is going to scratch Diablo, which is going to be an MMO and everything. And then like Elden Ring came out immediately, and I was like, all right, never mind, fuck this game. I'm playing Elden Ring. But like I wanted to like it, and I was really starting to like it, and then I didn't touch it. And nobody's talked about it in the last 6 months. I haven't heard a single person mention Lost Ark in the last 6 months, which is wild.
It just became very clear that it's hard to play that game for free. And
Yeah.
Sure.
that unfortunately, that's how a lot of games are. But luckily, that game is fun until you get to that point. If you just want to play a game for free and have some fun for 30 to 50 hours, that game will definitely do that for you. I think
longer than that, you can get real far.
That's
in
true.
That game before
That's true.
You have
There's
to pay.
a ton of content.
It's just the high end rating that you really have to pay for.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah. I liked Lost Ark up until you get a ship. And then it's like, oh, you can go do these millions of things. And it's like, none of these millions of things are that fun.
Yeah, that's fair. The game did suffer from like bloat, like mechanic bloat. There was just so much shit that they wanted to do in it. It reminded me of like Ni no Kuni 2. It's like, okay, you don't have to have a representation of every game genre in this game.
A
Well,
mile
the problem
wide
is
and
that
inch
we're
deep.
coming into a game, 6-7 years into development,
Yeah.
right? Like we came in at like multiple patches past what the game released as. So
Right.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll go next because part of mine is also Activision Blizzard. I cannot believe that Bobby Kotick is still employed. I also cannot believe the monetization that they released Diablo Immortal with. Fucking ridiculous.
$110,000 to fully gear a single hero. That's how much it costs.
Yes.
God.
Also, FTX acquired Storybook Brawl and then went bankrupt. And I really enjoyed Storybook Brawl. It didn't come out this year, so it didn't make my game of the year. But man, does that suck? And then lastly, Magic 30. I don't know if any of you guys heard about this. It's in the trading card game space.
Oh, yeah.
But the 30th edition the 30th year of Magic happened, and they decided to celebrate it by re-releasing Beta, which was like one of the first two sets in booster packs. But you can't play with it because it's got a fake back, so it's not tournament legal. Yep. And guess how much they're releasing the packs for?
I can't say because I know the answer.
Wait, hold on. And they're not even real. Like they've got fake
They're
backs.
not real. They're not real. They have a Magic
Jesus,
30th back.
dude.
They're not tournament legal.
So they're releasing proxies
Yes.
of old cards.
Yes.
Jesus.
And they're selling a box of 4 packs for $1,000.
What? That's insane.
You get 60 fake Magic cards for 1,000 USD.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
I
would only spend that much on fishing peripherals for games.
Right?
Brody
When
almost
he needs
spent
to
that
get
much
a
on
new
his
gear
controller.
shifter for his
for my Xbox controller.
Jesus. Wow. Fuck them. That is insane.
Yeah. They could have done
that's so
so
dumb.
many things that could have been so cool, and they chose this.
They chose to appeal to 0 people. Cool. That's
Yep.
neat. Wow, that really sucks.
Hey, I'm sure Post Malone bought him.
That's probably true. That's probably about all of them. Fuck it, right? All right, I will say my biggest disappointment is Gotham Knights. I just wanted it to be decent because I like the Asylum games. I was like, dude, playing Batman Arkham Asylum with friends, that sounds really fucking cool. Like if I, like if it's just different, maybe. And then it came out and it's apparently one of the worst games of the year. I've not seen a single positive thing written about that game from any outlet, which is telling because even bad games have their fans, right? Like Fallout 76 is still running for some reason. So Gotham Knights, huge disappointment. Mario Strikers Battle League might be the biggest heartbreak. Might be the biggest heartbreak for me. I loved Mario Strikers on the GameCube, and Battle League just came out with no content, like a bare bones content at a full price. And it was so online focused. And I just don't care about playing that game online against random people. Like, it's not, I don't know, it's just not how I played the old game. And just, I played the demo and it was fine. Actually, after I played the demo, I pirated the original one, broke the law. I'm a renegade. And I played the original one for like 15 hours. I was like, this is what I want. It's so fucking good. Anyway, and then Marvel Midnight Suns technical problems, not the game. I love the game. The technical problems are a fucking bummer. We were talking about it before we hit the record button. I have lost at least 2 hours of progress on that game from it crashing when I click save. On top of that, stuttering, freezing, audio will go out for 15 minutes at a time, so you can't hear anything, then it'll randomly come back on. Cards will glitch out to where it looks like white noise is on the card instead of art. I've had characters disappear, but they're still doing damage. So I like play a card and then like a Hydra soldier just like, it's just like, but nothing's hitting them. And so it's just a nightmare technically. And it's one of the most fun games I've played all year, but it's a fucking mess. So those are my three.
So
Gotham Knights.
Real quick, just for transparency, you are playing it on PC, right?
I am. Apparently, none of these issues are on console. I keep forgetting to mention that whenever I bring this up. Apparently, the console versions are fine.
I'm playing it on PS5 and I have had no issues so far. I'm sorry. One time the audio cut out for one character's dialogue for like a couple seconds, and that was it.
God, I would kill to have that. But yeah, technical problems on PC. You know, I'm going to put I'll update the notes, Brody.
Woohoo.
So those are mine.
I would like to go next because I feel like this has been kind of going on like all year, whereas the price for video games is being increased to $70 a game for like AAA games. And I think it's really unfortunate that it's okay to have this price point and also have it be super okay to not optimize a release. So you're releasing these games for $70 and it's fucking shit. While free-to-play games that like people are releasing that have, you know, microtransactions, right? Like those games are almost perfect because they just want the money from you. That is my biggest disappointment of this year. Like we can talk about all like the Blizzard shit and all the games that came out that are like fucking shitty, but like whatever is happening in the video game industry right now where it's okay to release these unoptimized games, they can all fuck off. Makes me so angry.
So true.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like when you compare it to games like Tunic, they're like $30, right? And they're perfect.
Right.
They're technically sound, and they're better than 95% of the AAA games that hit the market in terms of just like how good of an actual execution the final product is. That makes it even more frustrating to me.
Yeah. Like Vampire Survivors is also like maybe one of the best ROIs in gaming. Like you chip a couple bucks at it
$3.
and you get to play it for 100 hours.
Yeah, dude. All right. I think we've got one more person, right?
Yeah.
Ganon.
I'm going to say
Ganon. Mm-hmm.
Blizzard, Pokemon, and qualifying for Storybook Brawl for the first time because I actually put them on. Like I was like, I'm going to do it. Dale does it. I want to do it this month. I actually put in the time. I qualify for the Storybook Brawl. I'm all ready to do my tournament in November, and then FTX goes under. Storybook Brawl cancels all tournaments. It was such a disappointment.
Big
Heartbreaking.
I hate
Bummer.
everything.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
But I'm not going to elaborate on my other one because we'll talk more about Pokemon later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we will. We'll get there. And then let's keep this next one maybe a bit brief. Just kind of say the name and the names of them. If you want to have a note, that's fine. But what are some games that we missed that we do wish we would have spent some time with this year?
Mine's super easy because it's just Elden Ring, Roller Dome, and Citizen Sleeper. All games that look like they're my shit, but I did not have a chance to get on my
play Elden Ring, dude.
list.
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Elden
Mine's Neon White, Stray, and Horizon Forbidden West.
I think you would absolutely love Neon White, so I'm excited for you to give it a shot. For me, I wanted to go back to Outriders with the release of the expansion, which was supposed to be really good at the beginning of the year, but I, of course, haven't. Citizen Sleeper also on my list. A game called Sable, which looked really good. And then FF Origins Stranger of Paradise was on mine.
You'll like that game, Brody.
Yeah, you'll like it a lot.
That game. I'll say Stray also, just because it's weird and I want to know more. Ollie World. I love the Ollie series. I'm not a big not a big skateboarder guy, but I've always liked Ollie. And then Riders Republic, because watching Gannon play it looked so much fun, and I'd love to play that with him sometime. I'd like to play that game.
God of War Ragnarok, which will be back. Well, I'll play it probably when I get back from Thailand. Stray and Horizon Forbidden West.
Dude, for how good Horizon Forbidden West was, apparently, like how good it was, nobody talks about that game this year. It's crazy.
Timing. It was release timing.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, well, hey, let's talk about what are some of. It's going to get spicy, folks. I'm just warning you now. We're going to say some spicy stuff. What is our hottest takes? Or our hottest take?
First. I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
Really, I want to say what Clay's saying, but I saw that he wrote it first, so I'm going to, for the sake of diversity, say something different. Mm-hmm. People complaining about skill-based matchmaking are a plague amongst video games. I don't understand why you feel so fucking entitled that you're like, no, I deserve to play against people that are worse than me so I can feel good. Like, get over your fucking self. Come on.
Jesus.
Fair.
Yeah.
I did say it was going to get spicy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a hot take.
I don't know if it is either.
I mean, it's huge in the streamer community. Like, people complain about it in COD and all these other games all the time. In Overwatch, people complain about skill-based matchmaking.
It just feels
the
like
only time I'm upset about skill-based matchmaking is when they say it's skill-based matchmaking, but I get squashed, right? Because it's like, how is this person close to my skill?
That's fair. All right. Fair. I got one. Proximity chat in video games is toxic and annoying. I don't want to fucking hear it. I'd rather stay out of it. I never have a good time with proximity chat.
So this is a better hot take, because especially this year with like what Call of Duty's doing with the new like Warzone 2 and stuff, like people are absolutely loving like the crazy shit that happens on Prox chat. So there we go. That is a good hot take.
I hate it.
Also, gotta love old man Brody calling it Prox chat. You're so cool, Brody.
Prox chat.
Is there Prox chat and Ace Angler?
No.
Okay.
Calling out to the fish.
Yeah. Well, since you called me out, I'll go ahead and go next. I've got two quick ones. One is Mira and I are always looking for games to play together. And so we downloaded Pentiment because that got ridiculously good reviews. God, that game seems so fucking boring.
Isn't it a game about fonts?
It's a game about like you follow a typesetter or a guy who does inscriptions in books in the 1500s, and like part of your character creator is you get to choose like whether you're from like Bruges or from like France. It's like I don't give a fucking shit about that decision. Like why does it matter? It's like, what did you study in college? Who cares? God, like for the reviews this game is getting, I've never wanted to play a game less. And honestly, I've spent like 3 or 4 hours with it, and Mara and I are kind of like, I think we're done with this. Like, I don't think we can keep playing this. So Pentiment was supremely boring. And then my other one is just that God of War Ragnarok didn't hit my top 3. I think it is an exceptional video game. It's very, very good. However, I don't think that it was in the top 3. I think it probably would have cracked the top 5, but like, I have some issues with it, and I don't want to get into it because we'll spend the next hour talking about it. But like, I think it's a very, very, very good video game, to be clear. I think it's a very, very
Did you finish it?
I have not finished it, but I'm deep in it. I'm like 40 plus hours in it.
And just real fast, I will say Pentiment on Steam has the amount of negative reviews fits on a single scroll. So it doesn't have to load more reviews at the bottom of the
IGN gave it a 10.
Yeah. People...
It's like Metacritic is like 94, and it is so boring.
That's so
funny. But what did you study in college?
Not any of the shit they want. Like, I chose just because I thought would make the game more interesting. Like The Occult, it did not make the game more interesting.
Interesting.
Didn't Brody study old white guys? Like,
I don't
wasn't
want to talk
that what he studied in college?
I have forgotten everything.
He wrote a book about it. I think.
I don't want to talk about it. I've forgotten everything that happened prior to 2012.
He has his most famous top 10 list is his top 10 grandpas. It's his favorite.
And it's just 10 pictures of myself, apparently.
I'm going to go next. My hot take is probably only a hot take to me from 1 year ago. But I had the opportunity. I got sponsored by Fortnite to play it on stream, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't like Fortnite, but I'll do it for money." And I played more of it after that. Fortnite No Build is actually a fun game. It's a legitimately fun game. It's wild because it gives you like a million different things to do in the game that aren't just like kill a guy from 500 feet away or whatever. It's like, it's crazy. It's legitimately fun. You have to go in with a squad though. If you don't go in with a squad, it is not fun.
So real quick, just piggybacking off that, have you played it since the Unreal Engine updates that they've released for it?
When did that happen?
It happened a couple of weeks ago, but it like overnight became one of the best looking games on the market, like for no reason. Like it's Fortnite.
The last time I played it was during the Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Oh no, it's way later than that. It's just a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't believe Dale is playing Fortnite.
I know, it's crazy.
That is very strange. All right. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it.
I love this, by the way.
Pokemon fans are experiencing Stockholm Syndrome to the highest of extremes.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yep.
ding, 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 ding.
Here's the thing. If you like Pokemon, fine. I get it. I like Pokemon. I liked Pokemon art, like Arceus, however the fuck you say that, the name of that game. The latest two Pokemon games are a joke in terms of being products ready for the market. They do not function the way that a finished product should fucking function. And if you are playing it and somebody like criticizes it and you go, yeah, but like other games aren't finished on the market, stop. You deserve better than this. You love these games so much. You vote with your wallet so often, and all they're doing is releasing unfinished, broken products. Why are you letting this happen to yourselves? Stop defending this shit. Stop it. I love Marvel Midnight Suns. If it worked, it would be on my top 3 games of the year, and I'm actively telling people not to buy it because I recognize that it's broken on PC. Just recognize your shit's broken. Just because you like it, I get it, but it's still fucked up. And I don't get it. I don't get why Pokemon fans don't let criticism go. Like, why can't people levy criticism at Pokemon just because it's Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yep.
Oh my God.
I love this.
Yeah, I feel attacked because I am one of these people. I play Pokemon. I like the game a lot. I understand that it's fucking broken, but like I also had FOMO. Like I didn't want to like miss out on like the new Pokemon experience and like the open world.
Oh, sorry, continue.
But like I understand where you guys are coming from. It's a fucking broken ass game.
See,
and
there.
every single time that somebody's like, "Oh, should I buy this game?" and I was like, it's broken. I will tell you right off the bat, it is fucking broken. But if you love Pokemon the way that I do, and you find, like, I found the story to be very interesting and engaging, and I love the open world aspect, but you have to be okay with the fact that it is broken.
But then it blows my mind when you say that, when you say something like the $70 transaction thing, right? Like, then don't buy the game.
I bought it like I pre-ordered it.
And that's why they do it,
know.
right? They do it because people are buying the game.
Don't pre-order games.
Like Legends of Arceus got like best Nintendo game of the year or something like that from one of the things. That's a fucking joke. Like if you compare that game to what like to Xenoblade and like what Xenoblade 3 has in its game and like the environments in Xenoblade 3, like they are not on the same scale. How are these being released on the same product? You can't say, oh, it's the Switch hardware. That's what people keep going back to. Fucking boot up Xenoblade 3, watch that, like look at that game and tell me that it's the Switch hardware.
Yeah. And it's just, Mel, but what you just did is exactly what I'm saying people aren't doing. And that's what drives me crazy. People are just like, no, it's great. It's great. It's perfect. I love it. Pokemon's awesome. You just don't get it. Or like you're a hater. Or you're like, no, what the fuck? Why? Why can't we criticize this game series? I don't get it. So I don't know. I just think it's Stockholm Syndrome. I really do. And look, if you're listening to this and you're really angry, just take a step back and really look at the latest releases and tell me that they're not broken piles of shit, technically. Because they are.
Also, just real quick, I tuned into my brother playing this on stream, and he was fighting a Pokemon that was just a literal car. So they're officially out of ideas.
They made a flamingo and named it Flemigo.
Yep.
Nice.
And to be clear, the Pokemon, To be clear, it's not flamingo-like. They rendered a 3D flamingo. That is what they did. And
named it Flamingo. They took out the end.
Oh, now all that to say, I still love Pokemon when it works. I like the old games. I'm still a Pokemon fan. I just cannot believe that we're letting them get away with it, and it just pisses me off. I don't know. Anyway, okay, cool. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry
it's just
I yelled.
a flamingo, man.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Oh, Jesus. All right. Before we get to our final question about anticipated stuff, let's just get this. Let's just see if anybody has anything they want to share here. Other notable gaming moments from 2022 that you can think of.
So I just want to bring up real quick that everybody knows I got super into this phone game Infinity Island over the summer, and
Yeah, fuck you, Brody.
Not only does everybody hate me for getting them into this, but this like fundamentally changed my relationship with mobile games. Like I went from not playing phone games to playing phone games because of Infinity Island. I'm not even kidding. Like
It's so funny.
I've now not been playing Infinity Island for many months. I think Dale still plays. I'm not sure if he's the only one.
I'm deleting it right now on camera.
I'm proud of you.
Very nice. Yes, I'm proud
Why
of
is
you
it
too.
15 fucking clicks to delete a game now?
You know,
Yeah.
reasons. So that's it for me. It's just that like this stupid fucking free to play, throw a hook, grab some boxes and tap stuff fundamentally changed my relationship with mobile games.
So goofy because the game is so mediocre. Like that's the thing. It's just so not even that good of a game.
Correct.
That's so funny to me. I love
Correct.
It's basically a Skinner box where you get rewarded for watching ads.
Yep.
it.
Yep.
No shit.
That is exactly what it is.
what it
That's
is.
another thing. I watched so many hours worth of ads playing that
Yeah,
game.
dude. Same.
Like voluntarily. Like I would go in
Wait.
and be like, yeah, of course I'll watch an ad for that.
Wait, hold
Sorry.
on. I get double rewards?
Yeah, it's like, fuck it. I'll do it. Yep.
Double my meaningless rewards.
Fuck that game and fuck you, Brody, for bringing it up. I hate it.
Big gaming moment for me in this year was playing a card game competitively again. I really missed it. It was really cool to be able to do that for the short period of time before FTX asshole fell out and ruined a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Mine is I'm a fighting games person now.
Yeah, you are.
Like,
Nice.
I play fighting games, and like most of what I do on Twitter and stuff now is like follow people who do fighting games, watch fighting game stuff, learn about fighting games. Like it's kind of my thing. Like,
We're gonna
I'm
go to
sitting here
Evo,
with
right?
What?
We're going to go to Evo together, right?
We are going to figure out when we get to go to Evo together. That is a goal for us in life at this point.
It is.
That we are going to go. Anyone else is welcome in this room, which none of you are in this room with me. So fuck all of you.
It's you and your dog, I think.
That's so good.
So yeah, I love it. It's giving me the competitiveness that I appreciate. It also allows me to work on something that is I can only blame myself when I don't do well. And it's when I want to do matches, like it's like I can do like 3 or 4 matches and I can put it down real quick because it's like maybe 2 minutes to 4 minutes for a match. So
and I like watching you play. I watch you play whenever I'm in Discord and you're playing a fighting game. I just love to watch because I just love watching fighting games. Mine is just Discord. Playing games socially without having to play a multiplayer game. I just like hopping on Discord and chatting with people and like we all like sometimes there's 8 of us in there and 5 of us are just streaming whatever we're playing and people are just hopping back and forth watching the random shit that people are playing, and gaming has just been a very social experience this year, and I haven't even played that many social games in general, so I've really enjoyed that. That was notable for me because I guess prior to maybe the last year and a half, that's just never been something I've done. And I've enjoyed doing it with everybody in the community, people in this room. Well, maybe not my room because somebody else is in here like Gaiman said, but so that's mine.
Awesome. Mine is getting a Steam Deck and it being everything I wanted it to be.
Yay.
It is fantastic hardware and everybody wanted to shit on it, but it turned out to be great.
Yep.
So
I was wrong.
yeah, I was completely wrong. I'm so happy I own one.
Yep. And I'll gladly eat my words. And at the time I did say I want to be wrong. I just didn't think I would be. And then Gamers Nexus came out with their video like, I don't know, this thing may overheat. And it just doesn't. It's just great. Everybody loves it. So Mel, I'm glad that it's been everything you wanted it to be.
too. Me too.
And I'm sorry. I'm one of the people that shit on it early. I take it back. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. All right.
Oh.
Hey,
Sorry, Gabe.
let's end the show. No time for sillies. I know. Everybody's disappointed, immeasurably so.
I'm not.
I get it. There's no person in the world that's happy about it, but no time for sillies. Let's do our most anticipated titles of 2023. What the fuck are we looking forward to next year, folks? Let's go.
So I'll go first. I do want to just real quick say we have a bonus for our Patreon listeners, and thank you all, by the way, for supporting us. It's awesome to have you guys on board. We did answer a question, which is our favorite tabletop games of 2022, which are here for everybody to read if you look at the show notes, if you're a Patreon subscriber. So as for what I'm looking forward to next year, should not be any big surprises here. Well, the first two, which is Tears of the Kingdom. I've been looking forward to this game for a long time. I love Breath of the Wild. Diablo 4. Of course, Diablo 4 for me. And then I threw Forspoken on the list. Now, there's a demo. I haven't played it yet, but the game looked really slick, and I'm really excited to kind of see what comes out, even if all the ads and stuff, their PR has been absolutely fucking dog shit for that game. But the game itself looks pretty cool.
It does look cool.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. I'm going to look it up right now.
It does.
While he's
look
looking
cool.
that up, I'll go. Star Wars Jedi Survivor looks amazing, and I can't wait to play that. Diablo 4 is on my list because I love the Diablo series, and then Hogwarts Legacy because, like, I love Harry Potter, and the fact that I can, like, decide whether or not I want to be, like, a good wizard or a bad wizard is very appealing to me.
For me, I'm going to follow up and say Star Wars Jedi Survivor is definitely on that list. And Tears of the Kingdom too. We'll see how that goes. I'm excited, but I'm also honestly a little nervous. I'm more than a little nervous, but I'm hoping that my nervousness is just from past relationships and not anything to do with it. It's like being let down by so many games you look forward to. I'm praying that this is not one of them. And then the last one for me is Street Fighter 6. Everything I've seen looks amazing. I'm excited for the new color and the art style, and the fact that they're kind of slowing it down a little bit more. It seems it's for those in the fighting game, for people who care about fighting games, it seems like Tekken is speeding up and Street Fighter slowing down, and I'm interested to see where they both land.
Cool.
I'm gonna say,
yeah,
Bomb Rush Cyber Funk. This game has been on my radar for the last 2 years. It was supposed to come out this year. It got delayed middle of the year into next year. And I am still so ultra hyped on this game. Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. Also, Hollow Knight Silksong. Hollow Knight was a masterpiece, and the sequel comes out next year, and that looks awesome. And I'm pretty stoked on Final Fantasy 16. It looks like it's going to be awesome. It's a Yoshi P single player game, so I'm pretty jazzed about that. Hopefully I get to spin kick a Sprout into the wall again.
I will say, to go off of others, Breath of the Wild 2 or Tears of the Kingdom. I don't care. I don't care what they call that game. Day one purchase, probably taking time off of work to play it, because I'm not going to get much sleep when I play it. I cannot wait. And I won't lie, Elden Ring has raised the bar of the original, and so I'm going to be comparing the experience of that to Elden Ring, and it's a high bar. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that they can pull it off. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, like others also said, I fucking loved the first game. It was like one of my favorite games of that year. It's one of the only games I can remember getting 100%, doing every single thing in the game, and then immediately restarted it just because I didn't want to stop playing it yet.
Nice.
I adored that game. Yeah, it was wonderful. I did put Fire Emblem Engage, which I'm still looking forward to because I'm in a tactics RPG, mood right now. However, after watching the Final Fantasy 16 cinematic trailer or whatever, that's, oh my God.
It looks good.
I cannot fucking wait.
Yeah, it does look great.
I really hope it doesn't suck. I hope it ends up being good. So that is taking the place of Fire Emblem. I think at the end of the day, that's me being honest with myself. So we have a lot of crossover in multiple lists this year.
I noticed though, there's a lot of crossover, but nobody else said Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. And I just, was that a typo or?
I don't even know what that is.
Same.
I've only been talking about it for the last 18 months. It's fine.
It's okay. You know how there's some things in life that when people bring it up for whatever reason, you just get irrationally irritated.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Like when somebody just says it, like when Brody's like, "Oh, my controller for the fucking," and you're like, "Oh God, Brody, just we don't care." Dale, for whatever reason, when you say the name of this game, I just get angry. Like I don't understand. Like it feels like you're saying it wrong, and then you're not, and then I'm like, I don't need this in my life.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know,
like
it's-
a Jack Ryan radio, except with a bike.
It's Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, baby.
Yeah, see, I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm infuriated. I have a feeling this is how you feel when you experience my incredible transitions out of the unstoppable jealousy that swells
Jeez.
within your heart, Dale.
No, the transitions are fine. It's when you talk about the transitions that gets me.
And you like how I still couldn't go one episode without bringing it up. God,
Yeah.
I'm so good at transitions that even when I don't have one, they're good. Speaking of transitions, let's end the show. So
God damn it.
welcome back, me. You know,
Love it.
no, it's been a good episode. If you've been listening, we have.
Who let him host? And then I remembered it was me.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, if you're listening to this, thank you for listening. Where can all the people find us, everybody?
You can find me on the Discord as Arborescence. Twitter is Arborescence1.
I'm in Discord late at night playing games. Come on, hang out. I'm Cakeface.
I was like, are you going to say your name? I'm on the Discord late at night. I'm the only one there probably. So just come hang out. I'm Census Guy, otherwise known as Choir Boy. You could find me in the Discord. That is
The fact that you haven't changed your name back is kind of amazing.
yeah, it's hey man, you know, wear the shoes that fit.
I'm Melephant, and it's been Melephant for a minute now, which is great. Otherwise, it would be like, I don't know, Meller Pants at one point.
Yeah.
But
Your
you can find me.
restraint has also been amazing.
That's true.
But you can find me on Discord and Twitter and Twitch. You know, if you want to find me, you can find me.
I'm on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord as a 20-sided ninja.
I like the attitude. Where can people find you? Fucking look, if you want to find me, you'll fucking find me. All right.
Yep.
That's where you can find me. I don't. Brody, did you go? I don't know what's
I did.
happening anymore. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys let me host either.
We all
all right.
You can find all of that info, by the way, on our website,
Yeah.
superokpodcast.com.
Yeah.
There you can also find links to like our YouTube page and to previous episodes and to articles and all sorts of fun stuff. And if you're interested in viewing those show notes like Brody talked about and you want to become a Patreon, you can do that through there as well. And if
And-
you're a Patreon, we love you
Yeah.
with our whole heart.
I'm about to say, speaking of that, there are people that have literally given their like financial support to us for this entire year. And so if you're listening and you're one of those people, thank you so much for your support. We love and
Yes.
appreciate you so much. And if you have not given us your financial support, but you've listened, thank you as well. Like this is, we appreciate anybody taking the time to listen to us, to hang out with us, to argue with us in the Discord. We love all of it. So thank you for all the support. One way or the other, we appreciate everybody. Okay, cool. So hey, who's going to say the magic words before we leave?
Love you, Dan.
Love you, Dan.
I hope,
Love
I
you,
hope you had a
Dan.
great
Love you,
hope you had a
Dan.
great year, bud.
Love you, Dan. All right. Hey, I think it's time to go, right? Is that it? Do we do anything else? Hey, have a super okay day. I did it. All right.
Oh, yeah, you did it.
Goodbye,
Say bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Bye,
Happy New Year.
everybody.